This is Professor Tariq Al-Taib. In this chapter, we're going to talk about Windows programming. We already have some labs, some work with the Windows programming, but maybe there is some other formations we're going to cover in this chapter, okay? Oops, what happened? Okay, fix it. So we need a difference between uh, functions of Windows applications and console applications. So we have some console to demonstrate some function like a console write in and read K and stuff like that. And we need to know about the graphical user interface, GUI, stands for we can call GUI, and also need to become aware about some elements of the code design and the C sharp. Okay, so console application, every program, as we explained, it start by main, and this main will be executed sequentially. So we're gonna start with the main, and we're gonna start with this one. We're calling everything. Windows applications, once launched, it sits and waits for events. So we need a once we run Windows form, nothing run till we have click by mouse. This click by mouse we call event. So event is notification from operating system or the user. An action such as the user clicking in the mouse or pressing key and this button. However, Windows application also look different from the console application, which was obvious, right? And from the interface and also the graphical user interface include menus, text in many different color and size, and other control like pictures, buttons, text box, labels, stuff like that. So also in the Windows application requires reference on board. We need to have a system that Windows forms namespace as on board on the top of the programming as we have seen, So we have a derivative class, basic class, and public class. So first class and second class, and for example, we have a form. Form one inherit from the form. So we have an object called form or class called form, then objects created form 1, form 2, whatever. And this will be public and class, type of the classes. Also, in the text, a property for setting, getting, title, captions, and also in the Windows programming control offer many properties, including text, color, and font, and locations. Also, we have a main method, also same in the Windows programming, but mainly located in the programming.cs. CS meaning class, so file, and we have a call to run the method. Um, one second, oops, here we go. So application in the process flow. For example, this is the shot screens of Windows application. In the top, we have a using Windows system forms. Then we have a namespace, Windows, for example, whatever name. Then we have a form one created, which is inherited from the base class, inherit with the base class called form, meaning, and then we create in the form one itself, we assign the text to be this, get this value, which is symbol on these applications. And the main function we need a creating we call form one. So form one, when form equal new form one. Then application, we're creating a one form, application dot run one form. Okay, so this is also we create this by clicking in our programming, automated, but we can create it also by coding like this. So this is, for example, the text that we have here, simple text applications will be the title of the form, so the text, it is a property of the form. Property of the form is text, one of the elements. Now we're creating this text is empty now. Okay, now element of the code design. So human computer interaction, HCA research, they have some convention, some things nice to have, and will be consistency, alignment, avoid clutter, color, and target audience. For example, when you have example, this one, for example, this is when we open or creating add a new form, we're gonna find select file, see the colors here, and consistency browsers here, and Windows Form application here. So we can find add the new Windows based applications. So, and also when you open the form, we have a toolbox in the left side, or with sometimes you can move the sides, whatever left or right. But in this, we have a toolbox, and we have a property window. When you click in this windows, you have a properties windows, and this is like a solutions area. So Solution Explorer hide, we can hide them or open them. See this is like a pen. If you click on the pen one more time, you can hide them, or click again. You can just move the mouse here. It can appear again. So push pen here. So Windows form extensive collections of classes, which is mean when you create this one, a lot of things coming to to show this form in the screen, meaning it is processing. So if you do programming to do the same thing in console application and the same thing in the Windows Form applications, the Windows Form with the size of the application will be more, a lot of more than the console application, because large collection of properties and method required, right? Select a property from the alphabetic list, like a properties windows, change the property and new entry. Okay, next. So this is like the we properties windows, property windows that's in the we see it previous sections. So every um, controller, it has property can change the background colors, front colors, stuff like that. So already we play with those things, and now Windows form we had a code view, we have a selecting code on view menu to show association code, as we explained. For example, we have for controller form, we have auto scroller. When you move the mouse over the forms, they're gonna do something. So you need to change this one, select true, already false. Background color, you change the background, the font for color, these font colors, location, where just when open and when run on this form, where location will be in the corner in the window, middle in the window, stuff like that. Size, maximum size, minimum size, and stuff like that. So again, when you expand the form, you're gonna see form.cs, CS here for class or for the code classes. Okay, already we have seen this actually. So we have a form1.cs, form1.designer.cs. Form1 normally this is only when you edit the form itself. This will be auto-generated for us, which is the form itself. Program CS that contains the main method. The program CS, the main method where the executions. All right, so the form CS and the form designer both include partial classes. Partial classes definitions for the form class, form class. Okay, so one sec. Partial classes here meaning it's a special feature in the C sharp. You cannot see it in different programming language based on my knowledge, and it's allow some functionality of the single class into multiple files. So multiple one functions, and we inherit this to like a 10 different classes. We have a class, for example, have a function. We need those different classes. Okay, so this will be generated, auto-generated for us by Windows Form, just meaning partial classes. Number of name of the or number of namespaces automatically generated. So we have a namespace. So namespaces meaning where the data or in the memory and the related stuff for this programming together in the memory. So namespace is something like it generated also for us when we name it our project. So form1.css in this file where event handler method. So like when you click on the buttons and stuff like that, or you put the right click, something like that. So this is we call event handler. Event handler. Inspections code or inspecting code from designer.css. And initialize component method include here region. Regions meaning area of programming that responsible, for example, in this case, for Windows Form Designer to generate for us. So all those code, we don't do anything with those. We don't do anything with those because already generated by application itself. But we need to understand what's going on, you know. By the way, there is a keyword called this. When I say, for example, this, then dot, I'm gonna using, for example, in the form, a specific form, meaning if in the form we have a controller or something, meaning this that text one, for example, I have a multiple form. I have a multiple form. And in the form one, we have a bottom one, and the form two have a bottom one. When you call this dot bottom one, meaning in the form one, for example. And we have region and region and of preprocessors directive. Also, this is mean preprocessors directive, meaning in we have a region of the code. It's think like we need to install to the memory and return back when you finish from the memory. So there is some generated code method like a back color. We can color dot from whatever size, font, graphics point, for color. We'll not do that by coding, but just you know we can able to do it. Okay. Windows form event. Add the code to respond event like a button. Meaning when you click on the button, what code we need, and also we have seen this together, right? See this one, the things here event, meaning event, form event. You click in this one. If you click in this one, give you properties. If you click on the one, give you the event. So the event could be adjusted by you. However, we don't need to do that. So it automatically added to the register event, and we double click in the buttons or double click in the text box to create the code that we want. Okay. So running the Windows applications, no change needed to the file has a main, just run as a console. Also, we can do Control F5 or F5 based on your keyboard, or you do a debug, you know, as we explained in previous videos. Controller, all buttons, all things like a button, label, text box, combo box, etc., list box, all those we call controller. Each controller comes with their own predefined properties and methods, like a color, frontal color, size, stuff like that. Each fires event, and meaning we have when double click in the buttons, for example, have something, or you double click in the or you put a click in the checkbox or combo box, stuff like that. All those derived or inherited from the control class. So we have a system Windows forms control class. Also, this is just a need to know, and this is the hierarchy for the systems, you know, and you don't need just to take a look for this one for your basic knowledge. So all those forms we have dataset, bottoms, panel, stuff like that. Standard controller. We have two procedure to place controller. First of all, drag and drop. We see this one. Then we after that we can do bad code, but not ready for this one right yet. But also when you put this one, we can have a line. We have a mixed same size. You have horizontal, so we have a multiple button and make them the same size, for example. Also, there's some properties controller. Okay, and you can take a look for those. Focus, meaning when you have focus in the text box, what happened, for example, and stuff like that. For color, location, name, same size, also the same things with the form, it's same things with the controller. All those we can change it. For example, focus will be sets input focus to the control. Hide conceals the controller from the users. Activate controller and display controller for show. For example, we can do that something like that. We have something. This is all the controller here, as you see. Labels. That's for descriptive text. For example, I have a do some things. This label, like a label, those guys, you know. So we can do it by label name equal new label, or we drag and drop as we've seen in our some videos. So also we can creating text for text app from properties. So we can use Windows Text app also, as we explained. So we can put the form here and then we align those guys together. For example, I select all of them, then I show align left, right, whatever. Which to be nice look. To be nice look. Also, the label have a some property like colors and stuff like that. Text box the same things, text box, you can do a new text box, for example, this dot control dot add dot text box name. Accepted return, for example, text box, if result when showed by showed in the text box. We can do multiple text box one, text box two, etc. Bottom the same things, buttons and the same things here. We have the same controller here. We don't want to repeat it. This video will be short. We'll not repeat it ourselves here. Same things here. And for example, you can say percent double dot parse. When you read any data from text box will be come as a string. So we need to do, for example, if I want to in value is the box, so in value label to the text, whatever you read in the form from the label from text box, it gonna read as a text. So we need to convert this one, for example, if it's integer, you're gonna convert to integer, if double, you want to convert double, etc. Okay, this is we can have uh, um, different things. This example, when we have different something similar, we'll not explain this one, so we can avoid this one. Okay, we have this explaining the applications here. Already we have different application, but a nice look if you need to improve your programming skills. Nice to look for this one and read it, and then we can show me later or email to me. I think that's all we have in this video about controller here, explaining about some um, controller. Thank you so much. See you next video. Thank you. That's it for this chapter.